The truth is so plain to see. The truth is so plain to see.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is your brother Aitan. And today we're going to do a quick lesson, okay? It's called Reading Comprehension 101, Arsareth is not America. And I'm going to keep on beating this drum hard as I can, right? Because we're going to go ahead and come out of this false doctrine. We got to realize who our brother is. And as brothers, we know that our brothers are not these heathen, okay? All Israelites, they look like me and you, all so-called Negroes, okay? So, we got these clowns like, Pastor Dial and all these other folks out here, Professor Ron Dalton doing all this wickedness, perpetrating, trying to gentrify the truth. Got these heathens up in the mix, right? It's wickedness, right? It's wicked to have heathens up in there with us. Back in the scriptures, in Exodus, it says that, we have to, those heathens were owned, they were bought and paid for. They were our own property and they belonged to us. And that was the only reason that they were able to keep any of the laws, statutes, and commandments with us. And not only that, that was the only reason that they were allowed in any of the feast days, like the Passover and things of that nature, right? That, these heathen, they were only allowed in that if they belonged to us, bought and paid for as slaves, and they were circumcised. You know what? Let me go ahead and get that in the scriptures real quick. We're going to go to Exodus 40, Exodus chapter 12 and 43. Okay, and it reads, and the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. You hear that? It said, no stranger shall eat thereof. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner or a hired servant shall not eat thereof. So, they got these clowns like, like I was saying, like Pastor Dow. He has some kind of compound, and they got Israelites and heathens mixing together. But those heathens are like, the foreigners that is said right here in Exodus 12 and 45, right? It says, a foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. Why? Because they don't belong to you and they're not your property. So you can't be congregating and having these heathens among the holy gatherings and doing all this other wickedness, right? You have to stop listening to these brothers because they're making up stuff that they're going along with. This is not in the scriptures. It's not in the scriptures, right? So let's go ahead, just like I said, right? These heathens has got to go. All 7 captivities is because of what? The same thing, dealing with these heathen, right? Until we come out and learn how to be on our own and not cleaving to these other nations and always want to be friends. Come on, hey, come on, Billy. Come on, Sarah. You can come hang with us. Man, that's wickedness. We got to come out of that and learn how to stand on our own too. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get 2nd Esdras real quick. And everybody get out your Bibles too, your Apocrypha if you got it. And we're going to go to 13 and let's start at 40. Okay? And it reads, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. And they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Okay, guys, I want you to understand. Now, there are places today still in Africa that mankind has never dwelt, right? Because we're going to see as we continue reading that Arsareth is in no doubt it's in Africa. So that's another cut to that silly ass dummy doctrine that they got out here that's saying that, the people over here in America are so-called Hebrews. No, that's a lie. They are not Israelites. All 12 tribes look like me and you, so-called Negroes. We are the real Israelites of the Bible. Okay, the top of every nation, the top of all sports, the smartest we came up with. It just goes, the list goes on. And that only applies to the so-called Negroes, period. Right? So let's continue reading. Verse 42, and it says, that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, as they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. Now, where is the Euphrates River? The Euphrates is in Africa, right? Pay attention as we keep going on. Like I said, reading comprehension 101. knowledge will be increased in these last days, just like it says in the Bible, right? Okay, because we have to find out who our brother is. Let's keep on going, right? And it reads, 43, 44. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, right? We're still in that same country, right? So they traveled in this country through the wilderness, right? For a year and a half, right? A year and a half. Let's keep on going, right? And it says, and the same region, wait, you hear that, right? The same region as what? As the Euphrates River. And that's in where? That's in Africa. So let's keep reading. It says, and the same region is called Arsareth. You can't really get around that. That's just simple reading comprehension 101. Arsareth is in the same region as the Euphrates River. And where's the Euphrates River? It's in Africa. Peace, blessings, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, HaMashiach Yahweh. And, a hearty shalom to all you brothers and sisters that truly believe in the Most High. Our brothers, they look just like me and you. And we have to get this faith right. We have to get it right. I'm tired of being here. I want to go home. I want to get up out of this captivity. Well, we can't get right if we keep having these clowns and, poor scholars, leading the flock, man. Every time I look up, there's a new doctrine. So anyways, I hope this clears everything up. I hope you guys can understand that Arsareth was in Africa. Shalom.